Hi, Harry. Thanks. Thanks UXDX for having me here today, and thanks for who's watching. I'm here to talking about the QA designer. Uh, since the QA it's a crucial step in the digital products development, and how we will see how the designers can help in this moment. So first, I will introduce myself. I'm Diogo. I'm a Brazilian designer, product specialist, consultant, and entrepreneur. I've been working uh, with design around 20 years for many companies, especially startups and tech companies in different areas, as advertising, branding, and product design. And I will start first talking about one thing. As I said, I'm a Brazilian, and I know that some of you know some information about Brazil, more related to the carnival and football. But I want to first talk about one thing that maybe few people know about Brazil. It's that Brazil loves memes. We use memes to send message, to talk with friends, to comment on news, on Twitter. It's like a second language for us. We really love memes. And for me, as a designer, I think that memes, I always look at memes with different eyes. I think that memes reflects what is trending in society. So every time that one topic is trending in society, you will find a lot of memes about it on Twitter, for example. And if you if you dive deep on it, we can understand the momentum of the society by researching them, these memes. And I think that this is the same for different communities. As designers, for example, I always see some design memes on the internet. For example, as you can see, we have here three examples of design memes related to how we manage our work on softwares, about UX, and about UI and the relationship with the dev team. And of course, it's memes are joke, are fun. They are created to be fun. But even with a joke, we can extract some good insights. If we go if we start to analyze these three memes, we can take some good insights. For example, is that one insight is that designers who keep layers organized are true heroes, and this is really true. The second one is that the users don't care how much time you spend designing interface. They will use it as they want. And the third one is that devs and designs need a conversation. Uh, and as I said, it's always a joke and it's fun. But if we start to think more about them, we can find some more insights that we can use and we can apply on our daily work. For example, when we see that one meme related to the users using a product in a different way than we designed it, we can already see some insights from it. And the other ones that the when the final product after the development works different from the original designs, uh, these two cases are related to one specific thing in my my vision. It's that the final product. So and it's a good point to start a discussion about what these memes are trying to say to us. And to talk about it, I think that we can start to think not on the final product, but on the process since the beginning that results to the final product. That, of course, will be different in company by company and method by method, but in general, the process to create a digital product it's covered by these steps. So we have the, the first step is the discovery and ideation moments that we start to with an idea and we start to create and ideate on it with we have great different methods, design sprint, discovery sprint, ideation methods. After that, we start to plan and validate the assumptions that we generate on the ideation, on discovery. So we start to do some research. We start to create, to design the first wireframes and validate these ideas with research, with tests, users tests, and we start in this moment we start to evolve for for a product and start to create the interface, the user flows, uh, and and the design system and evolves to a whole product on design yet. And after that, we hand off to development, to the dev team. Of course, the design will be in this moment keep, keeping providing support, and but most part of the works at the moment is related to the dev team. And after that, we will launch the product, and the product will be finally on the user's hand. And in and after that, this process is not a line as we can see here, but a circle, because after that we will see the product, how the product works on reality live, and we will have a lot of data, and this data will be crucial for us to understand the product and start to create new features, iterate the product and start to the ideation step, and after that validation and developing new features and launch a new release. But as I said, the design it's it's more it's more related to the first steps on this line, and we are on the discovery ideation validation. We start to create the interface, the user flows, a lot of research on it, and after that we will hand off to the dev team. And there is the final this final part is that the moment when the product is finished to go to the user's hand. And if you think that most part of the process, the designers were working on the product to make sure that's aligned with the vision about the product, with the better user experience that we design. So that makes sense in the end of this process. We just don't be part of it. And as you can see here, let's dive deep on this last part. So it's a again, it's a general tasks, but in general covers the most part of the work. As you can see, we have the UI UX design, the interfaces and design systems that are uh, finished, and after that goes to the front and back end development, API and third-party systems, system integrations, QA and performance testing, and after that, the launch. So this is a very crucial moment, and as a designer, I always saw it in and thought that designers need to be in this party too, and work on these pre-launch steps. Uh, and in the last 3 years, I've been working with Realio team. I worked with Realio team. Realio is the Web3 tech company and investment fund that works with especially with real world assets, and really have a lot of great products created based on the radio network. That's the multi-chain Web3 ecosystem focused on insurance and management of digital and native real world assets. And we worked on products as the radio network platform. We've been working on the Freehold, that's a crypto wallet app, and Districts, that's the metaverse, focused on the RWA assets. So, and during this time working on different products and, and multi products and different products with a small team, and we faced the challenge to keep the quality of our products, to make sure that that what the vision that we had in the first moment about providing a Web3 ecosystem with products related to RWA and that create value for the users. Uh, these are really great and big challenge, and we started to think about how we can make sure in the end these products as districts that we are seeing here, the interface will work great on the user's hand. And the way that we find to solve this challenge, to face this challenge, is designing a QA process. Uh, as I mentioned, the the radio team is a small team, but a very talented team, and we started to think how we can improve the QA process. That for us is very crucial to to for launch the products. And the first thing that we we thought on designing this QA process is why, uh, and so basically because involving those who planned the product in the pre-launch steps is a better way to ensure that the final product is what we planned. So our main idea is that we start in that first steps that we saw on that chart with the, the people who thinking about it, have the vision, and and start to design the business and start to think and ideate and plan the product, and the designers comes in the project and start to research and design and test. So for us, the QA process needs to to have these people working on it to make sure they are the specialists on the product, on our products. So we we thought that it will be interesting for our products, and diving on the on this QA process design, we started to think on the process and structure. So for us, the better way to do it was create a QA department that works with rounds of testing for each feature, one feature or product each time. So every time that one new feature will be released, so before release, we will create one round of the QA, the testing, and works for the products too. And after that, we started to think about the team. Okay, how if we want to design a new way for us to QA to test, so how we can do it, who will do it. So we designed a department, a team that of the QA manager that in this case was me as a designer, and I always worked with the dev responsible for the feature or product that we will test. So a new round of QA we start with the QA manager and the dev responsible for the feature working together to to create the test, and the testers that are we don't focus on just in the dev team, but as I said, the people that worked on the first steps are important for us in this moment. So they bring a diversity to the team, not just focused on development. So it's interesting for having this kind of professional working on the tests. And after that, we started to think on the tools. What are the tools that we will need to do this test? So first was the designing the test guidelines uh, to to provide the information for the testers, all the information the testers need to do their work. And then after that, how we can report the the bugs that are linked with the task management. So we have a process that when a bug is reported, so this report will create a task that will be solved, so we can manage bug by bug uh, to to improve the process. And after that, always after a test, we will have a test evaluation doc to keep improving as a product. This QA process needs to be reviewed and always improved. And I will talk more about the guidelines. I think that is the main part of this process, since the guidelines provide for the users, for the testers, sorry, for the testers that are sometimes are designers, sometimes not, sometimes are the product team, the market team. So we try to cover the tests in a way that we can use the professionals' capabilities to make sure that all the testers involved on the process will provide their best capabilities to improve the our products. So on the guidelines, we have the UI guidelines that are related to the visual consistency, imagery quality, and if the product is aligned with design systems. So these guidelines are, as I said, are shared with all the testers, but are very focused on designers because they have more attention because they work with the interface. They can find this kind of bugs easily than the the other testers. But of course, anyone can find this kind of bugs. The UX guidelines that are related to the experience, the user flow, evaluating the experience in different contexts, evaluating the performance. So we have guidelines to use the products in different contexts, about the internet connection and devices, for example, to make sure that the experience will be great in different situations. We have the content guidelines that are uh, especially for the marketing team. Uh, they are very they have very attention on the information, spell checking, links to make sure that the information is updated during the process. Sometimes we change the information, and we need to make sure the legal team is important to work on these guidelines too. And the test case that are based on the user flows designed, covering covering each feature, and the test case usually are created for by the designers and reviewed by the dev responsible for the feature. So it's the work for these these two professionals, and the designers are the best ones to create this test case since we worked a lot of the user look sorry look worked a lot of the on the user flows and on each detail of the interface. So we we are the best professionals in this case to create this test case, but the devs are very important in this case to make sure that on the function side and the development, uh, everything is aligned. So after that, after creating, we started to work with this QA process, and I'm sharing here some insights, some outcomes that we found uh, applying this QA process on the products. Uh, we saw that we had the faster bug discovery and repair process, so it was easier and faster to find and repair the bugs because they easily create a task, and the task is solved, and we retest again. Less rework, reducing the bugs in the released product. So this is crucial for the experience, the user experience in the end. Fixing uh, fixing minor adjustments to improve performance and usability before release. So minor things that minor things that we didn't saw on the first steps on ideating and designing it, but we find these minor adjustments on the QA test, and this improves the performance and the user experience in the product after launch. Uh, we found insights for future improvements. So every time that we test, uh, we we have great insights that will create new features or improvements on the products. And in the end, the test case feed into support material such as tutorials and FAQs, as the test cases are very detailed because they are based on the user flows. So we can easily convert them in a lot of material that will help on tutorials, FAQs, so providing support for the users. So it's a uh, collateral benefit that we found on this process. So I think that's it. I shared a bit of the work of designing the QA process, focused on design and how designers can help on this process. So thank you for listening to me. Here are my contacts. Feel free to contact me, and I will very happy and continue this conversation in other platforms.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Diogo. That was a really great overview of how you approached a very common problem of designers handing off and not seeing, or the end results not being what we're expected. Can I ask a question about cost? Because that's often
Yeah,
one
sure.
that comes up with this problem. You mentioned that bring some of the designers back at the end for that kind of QA testing. Was there any pushback or feedback from management that, well, that's going to cost us more? And was there, yeah, a cost pushback for this approach?
Yeah, sure. When we started to think about it, we had a challenge that I think that's most part of the companies when we start to plan to launch a new product or new feature. The first challenge is the deadline when we plan to when we will launch the new product, and this means that in the end of the process, we will use a lot of the main resource that we will use on this pre-launch step is the dev team. So for us, it's a high cost for us take the dev team to the QA or needs to needs a lot of rework to solve some bugs that we don't identified early. So for us, when we put in the balance, it's interesting for us bring the team that worked initially to back to the process to have this different eye on the QA, but finding bugs early and to solve early them and keep the dev team focused on the final steps of development. But of course, the dev team is part of the of this QA process too.
Okay, brilliant. But that actually brings us to time. I had loads more questions that I'd love to ask, but unfortunately, we're out of time. So just want to thank you once again for sharing, and I hope everybody out there enjoyed it as much as I did.
Thanks, Rory. Thank you, UXDX, for having me today. It was a pleasure talk with you guys.